So I recently bought the K&F Concept variable ND filter. I got it for my Canon 50mm RF 1.2 lens because I use strobes when I'm doing portrait photography, and when you're at f1.2 to blow out the background, you will severely overexpose your shot because you're limited to shutter speed of 250. Now you can always go high speed sync, but I don't like to do that because then you're actually reducing the power of your strobe. So I prefer to stay within the limits now. I used to do the high speed sync, but I don't do that anymore. So to combat that, you need an ND filter. I was using a fixed ND filter, 6-stop, and that worked out, but then I wasn't getting the ISOs that I wanted. I wanted ISOs near 100, and I was being forced to do ISOs near 400. So I got this variable ND filter, and it's great, but the problem is it's 77mm thread on the back half where it connects to the lens, which is exactly what you want. But then it expands out to 82mm on the front, so you can't use your lens cap. You can't put on your lens hood. It's just too big. You know, I got the camera here. The lens cap won't go on it because it's just not made for that. The lens hood won't go around it because it's too big. So what you end up doing is not using a lens hood, and that leaves the element exposed. I don't like that because oftentimes I need both hands, so I'll wear it on a camera strap and it'll dangle around my thigh and my belt, and I don't want anything scratching my lens or the filter. You know, these things aren't cheap. This one was only $100 and some, but still, you know, it adds up. So here's what it looks like. Right now it's at its lightest value, and if I want to darken it, that's what it looks like. So it does a great job, and it doesn't have an X like a lot of variable filters. It's a no X filter, and the images come out really sharp and crisp. But again, I don't like to leave it so exposed. So, and plus I want to store it, and that means you can't have two sized caps on the front and back of it, and I don't like carrying that big clunky box that it came in. So I went out on Amazon, and they have these metal filter covers that you just screw onto the filters. So I got this for the back half of it. You get a set, but of course you can't use the front because it's different thread. So let me get this on here. It takes a second to find the thread. It's not the most convenient, I admit, but once it's on there, it's great. There we go. Okay, and you don't have to tighten it, obviously, because it's just to protect it from dust and your fingerprints. So that leaves it exposed, and again, you don't have a lens hood, and it's just a tiniest thread on the inside of the 82mm. It's like only 2 lines of thread. So you can't really use an 82mm lens cap either because it just doesn't fit. I tried that too. But then I found this. JJC, I get a lot of their stuff for lens pouches because I have neoprene little pouches for different lenses. And this is a metal lens hood, and it's got an 82mm thread. So I can screw this thing on here. And it doesn't go on much, but it goes on just enough. But now I've got a solution where I can actually use a lens hood. It's not deep, but it gives enough protection that I don't feel like I'm gonna risk scratching anything by letting it dangle on my hip. You know, sometimes you bend over, you don't want it to hit the ground when you're trying to get onto the ground and you're wearing it on your camera strap, whatever, you know, there's different reasons. And so now it just fits right on the camera. It's got some protection, and I bought this little cheap pouch on Amazon also, and I tore out the guts and I just slide it in there now. and it's protected. So now I have a solution whenever I want to go on a shoot, and especially if this bright sunny day here in Florida, you definitely need an ND filter. So just wanted to share that. Maybe somebody else can use it too. Have a great day.